Let's take over Wednesday here today on the premium breakfast television show, Wake Up Nigeria. And you know, Wednesday represents the very best of top-notch family entertainment experience. It's our Wonder Woman Wednesday!
Yes, indeed. Now, it's a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of love right here on the show today. It gets better and better every single morning. So our advice to you is to stay right there, especially when MM is looking so glam.
Oh, my gosh.
Look how darling she's
Oh, my
looking
gosh. Titi has been really keeping an eye on MM, you look good.
Wow,
really good.
Hi, Titi.
Hi, darling.
How are you doing?
We're good.
Very
we're
well,
good.
thank you very much.
So it feels like it's going to be a fun 45 minutes, 1 hour 45 minutes with you this morning. Almost lost it there. It's going to be a wondrous, fantastic edition with the women of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, of course, we don't do this alone. We just showed you MM looking all glam. And we have the chef also here. We usually try to do it a girl's thing on Wednesday, you know.
Some
and then,
really
of course,
tasty topics coming your way as well. Great vibes all through today's show. And what's on offering today is a lot more than you probably thought. You know, you have an opportunity for us to put that 100-meter smile on your face as you start your day with us.
yes, entertainment is what we are very good at. And we have been licensed to thrill you with the best of the very best of quality television entertainment.
This rap thing has to stop.
Delivered for your viewing pleasure. Can I hear an amen, somebody?
Yes, you can. Amen, amen to that. Don't let those mental fears of worry or doubt take control of your day. Just hold on to that vision. I know that the week is halfway through, but before the end of the week, that check is coming your way.
Amen.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Amen.
When someone says that you can't do it, just do it twice to make, to prove them wrong. Let's get the show started.
And you should also take pictures while proving them wrong. That's very important. My name is Mary Bashua Alimi.
And I'm Titi Lai. So please use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of this amazing show. And of course, you can watch us absolutely anywhere across the world with our mobile app. Watch us live. Google Play, iOS, no matter what you're using, please stay right there with us.
And don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to follow us. TVC does not like privacy. We like to be invaded on social media.
Wow.
Hey,
ladies.
Yeah.
It's great to have you guys on the couch. I feel like I missed so much yesterday. I have extra energy from yesterday. That's poured over to today. Now, we've been talking about so many different topics. And we've been chatting with ourselves on groups and everything, and we've been having really... Okay, so the conversation we're going to have later on, let's kind of start it now. So I've always been...
I think we shouldn't let the cat out of the bag.
I want to start
Let's
now.
not let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, because we need to...
Okay, all right then.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you,
I love
thank
your
you.
lip color.
Yeah,
it's
thank
really
you.
nice.
The
It's
gloves,
just
actually.
perfect.
I just like to
It's
keep
just
it
perfect.
simple.
Okay, it's time for us to check out what the weather is. And of course, we have the news and right after. Stay with us.
It's about time for our news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We begin this hour with our global coverage of the coronavirus pandemic and the efforts by government to make vaccines available for its citizens. In Abuja, the federal government says Nigeria has the capacity to store up to 400,000 doses of the expected COVID-19 vaccine. The executive director of the National Primary Health Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, disclosed this during a tour of the National Strategic Cold Store in Abuja. Nigeria is expected to receive 100,000 doses of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine by the end of January. But the Pfizer vaccines must be stored at the ultra-cold temperature of minus 70 degrees centigrade. The NSCS houses 3 ultra-cold chain equipment. The 3 pieces of equipment have a combined capacity of 2,100 liters and operate at a temperature of minus 85 degrees Celsius, according to Dr. Shuaib. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, says over 47 million Nigerians have registered for the National Identity Numbers, NINs. NCC Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, says or rather disclosed this via a statement, said the figures represented the statistics collected by telecommunications mobile operators. He's optimistic that many more Nigerians would be linked up before the deadline for the exercise in February. He said, quote, "So far, a total of 47.8 million NINs have been collected by the mobile operators at an average of 3 to 4 SIMs per subscriber. This means many millions will be linked up before the deadline in February 2021. The statement partly read, "At the end of a review meeting on 18th of January 2021, the Technical Implementation Committee under the Ministerial Task Force has reported significant progress in the ongoing NIN SIM linkage exercise," end quote. Reacting to the report, the NCC spokesman said the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, expressed satisfaction with this commendable achievement. The United States of America, where it is a question of hours for the end of a presidency and the beginning of a new one to be concluded. This is an unprecedented inauguration where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will assume office as the 46th president and vice president. It is coming at a time when the country is battling the devastating effects of a pandemic and a country divided more than before in its recent history. In response to a national security threat, 25,000 National Guard Reserve soldiers have been deployed in an unusual move to provide security during the inauguration. At the last check, 12 of them have been dropped from the special assignment as a result of extremist ties. The FBI had earlier warned of possible protests across the nation by right-wing extremists, emboldened by the invasion. That's not all about the unusual. For the first time in U.S. history, agencies are preparing a duplicate nuclear football. That is the device that puts the control of the country's enormous nuclear weapons in control of the holder. It's necessitated by President Trump's decision to leave office earlier than is the practice and not formally transit power, a tradition he enjoyed 4 years ago. In the meantime, Mr. Biden and his wife Jill will be spending their Tuesday night in the lavish Blair House located opposite the White House on Lafayette Square that the U.S. government uses to host special guests and visiting dignitaries. And that's all we have time for on the news at this time. We have sports coming up with Mary. Welcome back. It's about time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers in the papers this morning. We're going to be starting with the Vanguard newspaper with the headline, "North Can't Recover from Insecurity in 100 Years, according to Northern Elders. It says, "We rally against APC in 2023 if hail appointment of ex-Lagos Mailad Marwa as NDLEA chair. Note, appointment will help tackle the drug abuse problem in the region." It says here also, bandits kill 4, abduct Dawn in Kaduna. It also says here, presidency Akeredolu at war, 7-day ultimatum to Fulani herders. I have also here, COVID-19 spike, Lagos oxygen demand to hit 750 daily by January ending, according to Sanwoolu. Net forex inflow falls by 26% to 3.87 billion naira. And it also says here, tight security for Biden's inauguration. Security rehearsals yesterday in preparation for today's inauguration of the American president-elect Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's see what else we have here. Federal government warns against giving NIN to others for registration. And Governor Bello rejects COVID-19 vaccine, says it's meant to kill. Let's see what we have on the Daily Trust. It says here, 12.3 million subscribers await SIM linkage with NIN, as 47.8 million phone users are cleared. Federal government urged to limit mobile lines possession to 2. So 2 lines max per person. Akeredolu's quit order to herdsmen inflammatory, says the presidency. And on the U.S., everything you need to know about Biden's inauguration today. Let me see. What else do we have? We have the Nation newspaper. It says government spent 1.85 trillion naira on food imports during border closure. Buhari's economic advisor raises food security alarm. Meanwhile, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Pence for Biden's inauguration. And that's what we have on the headlines in the dailies. Now it's about time for some daily vulnerable.
She was talking about she totally loves herself.
I love myself. I think I love myself more than anything else. But it was a conscious effort to start loving myself. And you know, there's this saying that, especially with the guys, the way he loves himself is the way he would treat his car. The way he treats his car is the way he treats his babe. Have you heard that before?
I've heard that one. I've actually heard it, but I usually find it really...
Because like a guy's first car is like his first love now.
No, I always hear of the mother, the way he treats his mother.
Really?
That's the one I've heard more,
okay.
but I've also heard the one of the car as well. Yeah. That because men really pamper their cars, the cost of fixing the car makes them want to take extra care. So then you ask yourself, do you treat your wife like that? Or do you treat your woman like that?
Anyways, on to other matters. About men. Yes, so I stumbled on this tweet yesterday and I thought it would be nice for us to talk about it because, I mean, a lot of us on the show can relate with it. It was a tweet by @Shades of Soso. And she said, women really need to stop seeing their husbands doing house chores and taking care of their own child as helping. Or qualities of a good dad or man. Okay. That is the responsibility of a father and a husband. Okay. It's bare minimum. Why should they be celebrated for these things?
Okay, so that's it on
that's it on the screen,
right now. Yeah, so you can...
Why? Okay, so when you say celebrate them, are they celebrating them on social media or actually just saying, oh, thank you?
Yeah, I see some of these things. You know, some ladies come on social media like, oh, today is appreciate my husband day.
Okay.
You know, so I got home yesterday, he already made dinner. Okay. You know, he changed the kids' diapers. He made sure the children were tucked in bed. And I'm like,
excuse me, that is your job. You're supposed to be part of that process.
Amen. To corroborate everything that is being said, you know there are some men that see it as doing you a favor when they do chores.
Yes. Yeah.
Some men will say, you should not tell me what to do. I will decide when I want to do it and if I even want to do it.
And you know, at the end of the day, it's our mothers I blame.
Yes, it's mothers. It depends on how you raise a child. And you know something...
But not all men are like that. Let's clarify that. Not all men are like that.
But you see, why I'm actually talking about mothers is because some mothers don't raise their sons right. So the son goes to live with a relative. He literally becomes their housekeeper. And then when he gets married, you see him, due to habits, doing these things for his wife, and you say, are you supposed to be the one doing this? Are you supposed to be this? Are you supposed to be that? Some men will even want to hide it. When their relatives come, they will say, don't let me do it so that they will not talk. So,
so they will now say things like, they have just you. That's why you are sweeping the room every day.
Yeah,
that's why
you're seen as a weak man. So it's we're establishing this conversation because it's time we change the narrative. I mean, it's already embedded in our society that a man who does the home chores is seen as a weakling, is seen as being manipulated by his wife, and it shouldn't be the case.
A man
and a woman, a man is supposed to be the woman's helpmate. It's a partnership. It's not a...
No, the woman is supposed to be the helpmate. The man owns the house.
Both parties are supposed to be helping each other. It's a partnership we're talking about. It's not a subservience relationship.
MM is really passionate about this word.
Yes.
My issue is I actually, as a woman, sometimes I'm very possessive over some chores.
Yes.
Because I feel like I can do it better than you can. This is some women don't want men in their kitchen because they feel they're going to scatter that place.
Mess it up.
Exactly. So you're creating more work if you let some men into the kitchen to do some things. Right? You're giving yourself more work to do.
Mess it up and tidy it up.
But that's the thing.
Because when you mess it up, then you know how to tidy it up. That's the idea.
Are there more what's the word, masculine chores?
Titi, there is no gender-based chores.
There are no gender-based chores.
Okay, so I do not like. Okay, so this is a personal thing. I do not like the idea of women having to take out the trash. I prefer like the boys in the house take those big dustbin bags and go out of the compound or to the big dustbin and throw it out. That chore every day, I feel it's more masculine.
I really don't think. I really don't think any.
Like
no, I don't think so.
You don't agree?
Because myself and my sisters, we're 4 girls, and there was no gender-based. We are 4 girls.
So
we wash daddy's car. We do everything. We change bulbs.
I'm just using it as an
So what
example.
are we even talking about? See,
example.
TTC. Don't use that as an example.
Okay.
I'm really beginning to get passionate about this. Don't use it as an example.
Okay.
Chores are chores. Cleaning and cooking are basic chores. Is there any man that grew up without being able to clean his room? Did it have to be his mom?
They didn't clean their room.
Then that is a problem with the man self, because they will tell you that there are girls that don't know how to cook.
So that takes
it's a normal thing.
That's why
so when she now marries a man that loves cooking, you will say that she's lazy.
That's why I said that it's we should blame our mothers. So now that we on this couch are mothers, it should start with us. You know, making sure our boy children are more engaged in house chores, because getting them more engaged in house chores so that's how they learn. That's how they begin to know it, and even as they grow into men, it becomes a part of them.
Okay. Let me cite an example. In Igbo culture, it used to be the boy in the house that pounds yam.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you tell an Igbo man or an Igbo boy to go and pound yam, he will tell you it's the woman's job.
Anyway,
see, so many things have been worked. It's beginning to really...
But, we don't have much time, but we have to go to a break. But I wouldn't want to be sending girls to wash the car. I'm just saying.
I grew up washing cars.
I
grew up washing cars. I see no problem. My sisters and I, we still wash cars.
We need to go on a break. But welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Blossom. You can tell I'm excited. Whenever Chef Blossom is around, I am always excited. Yes, I am. All right, so this morning, she's brought a little twist to our breakfast this morning, and she's making bread roll in mackerel.
Yes.
Interesting recipe, I know, right? Let's get to it. What are the ingredients you're working with?
Okay, this morning I'm making something very simple and brief for breakfast.
Okay.
So, like you said, it's a bread roll mackerel. So here we have our bread.
Okay.
I know some persons might not recognize, but this bread has been... I actually cut out the edges, then I spread it with
What did you use?
A rolling pin, yes.
Great. You can use a bottle.
I was
like,
gonna say that.
You could use a glass bottle if you can't, if you do not have a rolling pin.
Yes. So these are shredded carrots, then spring onions, our cabbage. I'm cutting it out.
Okay.
And these are our lettuce to garnish. These are mackerel. Okay, these are butter, mayonnaise, and a spice to taste. And this is the vegetable oil we used to spread on the pan.
Okay. So what's the process for this recipe? I see oil, I see butter, and well, butter goes with the bread, but I'm a little confused with what we're going to use the vegetable oil for.
Okay, we're not baking and we're not frying.
Okay.
So I'm going to just pan wash, like spread on the pan before putting the roll. So it helps to...
Okay, so basically just to, mold it together, just put it together.
Yes,
okay, so it doesn't,
stick to the pan.
Oh,
Stick to the pan and gives it
my fingers are crossed on this recipe, guys, to be honest with you, because I'm like, okay, what's going on in Chef Blossom's head this morning? But I'm sure that it's going to turn out really, really nice and tasty. Yeah, so let's get to it. I see that you're already cutting our cabbage.
Yes.
And are we going to stir fry it or something?
No.
Is all of this fresh? Is any of this going into the heat?
No. Okay, this is actually a very, very good meal for those that like to eat fresh meals.
Okay.
Like fresh, not cooked, not boiled, not fried. So I'm going to have all of this come out fresh. Just like the way you have a shawarma. It's going to be in. So just
so now that's like a shawarma wrap.
Yes,
But the
shawarma
only
wrap.
difference is the bread. We are not using tortillas here. We're using regular bread.
Yes.
Whoever thought? So I'm just going to call this your local shawarma.
Actually, local though.
well, maybe your local homemade shawarma.
Shawarma, yes.
Yeah, just in case if you, I mean, your bread basically replaces the tortillas if you can't find tortillas around you. So apparently, this is a very easy breakfast.
Yes,
obviously.
very easy.
Okay, so now that we are almost done with our cabbage, what's next?
Okay, so I'm still in the prepping mode because I have to cut the.
Okay, we still have to chop our spring onions. And all right, if you're just joining us on the show this morning with me, it's Chef Lasso. And we are making bread roll in mackerels. Yummy, right? I know. I'm really excited about this meal. So excited. I mean, this is your regular breakfast. Kids are going to love this.
Yes.
And they have resumed school.
Yes.
So this could just be a snack you put in their lunchbox. And trust me, they are going to be screaming your name when they get to school. Like, Mommy made me this. Yay! All right. So we're taking a break from the kitchen. Let's get things, ready to go in a bit. But we have a discussion briefly with Mary on the couch and Mama May. Hello, Mary.
Thank you very much, It's almost time for us to have a performance. But before that, we decided to have a conversation with Anibi Mama May herself. She's going to be performing shortly, but let me tell you about her. She's a dance hall and Afro soul singer, and she'll be performing the song Mata. Yeah. Right? Okay. So tell me about Mata. Did you write Mata or it was written for you?
No. I write my songs.
You write all your songs,
yeah.
Okay. So what is Mata about?
It's a love song though, but it's all about lovers understanding themselves and not letting each other go and caring about each other. It's just all about love. So
your name, Anibi Mama May. Mama May, what does it mean? Is it your name or it was a name you came up with as your stage name?
It's my real name.
It's your real name. What does it mean?
Caring mother.
Caring mother. What language is that though? I've not heard that one before.
I don't know how my dad came up with the name though, but he lost his mom, and after he lost his mom, there's no other girl in the family, so he just thought of it and was like, instead of giving me this regular name, Yabo, and some other things, he just...
Okay, so we're actually playing your video on screen now. So who came up with the concept for this video?
Shigogo, my manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a director too.
Okay.
So, but he doesn't stay in Nigeria.
He doesn't stay in Nigeria.
But you have to come to Nigeria for the video.
Okay. Okay. You know, let's listen to a bit of it and then we'll continue our conversation.
Okay.
Because I know you're still going to. Okay, so before we do that, because I think it's best for you to do the performance, then we watch it. Now, you as a singer, you've done several collaborations. You've done collaborations with some of the upcoming artists and also some that are beginning to rise in the industry. Say, for example, Mohbad. Now, the song you have with Mohbad, was it before or after Kokoke?
Before Kokoke.
Before Kokoke.
Momo, I think.
Okay. So before Kokoke, right?
Yeah.
So that's when you guys did the song together. Yeah. What was it like working with him?
Mohbad has been a friend for a while, and he's a very hardworking guy, so it was just easy and normal. It was just like, Mama May, let's do this. It's been a while, so we just did something. We came up with something. He wanted a dancehall. I wanted like a normal Afro thing, but it was like, dancehall is something that is going on now, so let's just...
But it's fine. Okay, so I was talking about your nose piercing. Do you have other piercings?
No.
That's the only one?
Yes.
That's surprising. Most times when you see this, you already know like there are 6 or 10 others.
No.
Okay.
I don't really like paints like that. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right then. We're actually looking forward to your performance now because I really want to hear you put that up together. Okay. But we'll take this quick break and then use...
Welcome back. Now it's about time we went for, a glance at what's happening on social media this morning. Now, we put out a tweet yesterday. We would like you to tell us about a random act of kindness that you've received or seen a man or woman receive, just like the lady and gentleman in this photo. Now, the photo itself shows a lady helping a young man try and knot his tie. Now, it's kind of cute, but I'm thinking about the fact that, yeah, I don't know if I would be the one doing this. I'm just saying. But there are some times you just come across some people that just do nice things and you're wondering, you know, how many people actually come across people like this? Mary is here with me, and I'm like, okay, so random acts of kindness. I know someone like you, you've done that quite a few times for me. But I don't know how random acts of kindness actually are, you know, in general.
Well, random acts of kindness, they are things that Nigerians do regularly, as a matter of fact, without even realizing it. Helping someone with directions, which in some places, people are just going to walk past you as if you're invisible. And so we actually a kind people, giving beggars money, helping relatives. These are things that we actually go out of our way to do. So you begin to wonder, how many times have you actually received, you know, a random act of kindness?
Huh? So we have some replies here. Now, this one says, I'll say the one I came across was a lady paying a guy's tea fare that would have caused him a real embarrassment.
That one should trend.
That one should trend, right?
Yes, because it's always been made to seem like girls don't do anything.
Girls don't. Okay, we've had that conversation before. I know, but there's also this one. It says, I remember going, okay, so this is at Wale by Olalekon. It says, I remember going to work late last year and I was sweating like a Christmas goat. As I was about mounting a bike to take me to my destination, a lady stopped her car and gave me tissue to clean my sweat away. Oh, I'm forever grateful wherever you are. Now that is a random act of kindness. Oh,
that is so sweet. Even if she couldn't bring him into her car to take small ear tights.
Wow, baby.
But yes, now he's a stranger. With the way the world is now. That's why I admire girls that can actually jump into a stranger's car like, what?
There's some people that do it too.
A lot, even.
In fact, I don't know. Now, this one is from at Oscar9987, a lot of other numbers. Niger ladies do this kind. Can you read that for me? I don't know.
Niger ladies do this kind thing. I pray.
Okay.
They only love money because they know themselves that they are not romantic. Excuse me. What are we talking about? What is this uncle talking about? Uncle Toby, let's nurse your heart for you. It's not this deep.
Wow. And then who even talked about romance in the first place?
That's what I'm saying now.
Random acts of kindness.
Random acts of kindness from anybody.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so this one is at Hipsy, or Hispy. It says, thanks to God for so many acts of kindness from ladies around me. They always know my one problem or the other and usually come to my rescue. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, WCW. Today is my birthday.
So we will do a random act of kindness now by wishing you a happy birthday. Yes, Adeika, happy birthday to you. That is our random act of kindness now.
And I'll just wrap up with this one. It says here,
for Nigeria.
For Nigeria, question mark. So there are people that just randomly do things, and I think it comes from upbringing. You know, even just something as small as if maybe a child is passing you by and you need help with something. If you notice that the child doesn't help you with it, actually ask for that help so that the child will grow up knowing that, hey, you can just actually help without expecting something.
You know what? Let me take a look at some of the comments on Facebook. Robinson Chukulenye Freedom says, a lady helped me with my shoelaces at school without me asking or even noticing it was loose. Now, this is something I've done for a few people, and I never thought of it as an act of kindness. But yeah, as a matter of fact, that is an act of kindness. I remember traveling back to Lagos from the village. When I got to Lagos, the bus that I was in dropped me at Maryland instead of Ojota. And my stuff, well, pretty much. I was looking for who can help me with my luggage to cross to the other side of the road. I called some guys to help me, but they ignored me without even saying a word. Until a young lady, this one will not trend now, until a young lady who was on her way back from work with a beautiful dress, showed up and helped me by packing my remaining luggage without me even asking for help. I was so grateful that day because I was totally stranded, because where I was standing waiting for help was dangerous to drop anything goods. It's either get smashed by a moving car or get stolen by some of those area boys there. And the lady confirmed that to me. I won't forget that help in a hurry. And I regret not having her contact that day. At least to call her later again and say thank you. Wish to see her again one day. The beautiful thing about random acts of kindness is you won't see her again.
So, you know, so it kind of reminds me of, so it's just brought back quite a few memories for me. And, okay, there is another comment. Let me take this first.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, I don't think...
While you're trying to get that, David Olatunji Omishori says, if it were me, I would be very uncomfortable. Men are not used to this. That's to the photo of the woman helping the man.
Okay.
And then one on Eagle Ken, I'm still on Facebook, says, is she a boxer? Egbami,
Is she a boxer?
Why? Is it because she has the phone in her mouth? Or because she has muscles? Or how do you guys come up with these things?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
In fact, all I can say is this. When it comes to random acts of kindness, appreciate every little thing people do for you. Sometimes people do so many things for you, but you don't even see it as an act of kindness.
Let me take this one now. It says, hello viewers. Today I'm a living testimony of the good works of Dr. Anuje. I was an HIV patient before I was introduced to the doctor, and he placed me on herbal medicine for 8 weeks. After that,
why
he
do I
asked me
feel
to
like
go
this is actually an
for
ad?
a test again.
No,
and
I don't think we should take this.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think we should take
it does have a phone number in there, but he says...
I don't think we should take that.
It's a living testimony.
Yeah, people always have testimonies about stuff until you finish reading it and then you realize that it's an ad. Yeah, so I believe that's as much as we can take for now regarding this.
I was going to mention what I actually went through. I'm not sure if we have time, but it was very similar to, you know, being the gentleman that mentioned that he ended up getting a free ride. And this was, my mom doesn't know this, this was on the road to Benin. And our vehicle came across another vehicle that had turned upside down, and patients inside needed to get to the hospital. So he gave his vehicle to them to get the people to the hospital. So for that driver that was driving us, it was a random act of kindness. But to us, that we stood in the middle of the road.
It was a serious act of inconvenience.
It was a serious act of inconvenience because we were standing in the middle of the road for a long time.
I can imagine.
In the middle of nowhere. But then again, someone else eventually picked us up and took us to the nearest bus stop. But it was not funny
I can imagine.
But we have to wrap it up at this point. We have to go to the kitchen. MM has been standing by with the chef.
Thank you very much, Titi. At this point, I'm going to ask, when was the last time you showed a random act of kindness? I think we all need to do this every once in a while. Show a little bit of kindness to everyone around you, right? Great. And Chef Blossom is already doing just that here in the kitchen with me this morning. And we are making bread roll in mackerel. Great. Let's run through the ingredients and then we explain the process.
In here we have shredded carrots and cabbage, and also our spring onions, and our mackerel. So I'm going to mix this together with the mayonnaise we have here, and a bit of spice. And then we have our bread to wrap. Then this is for garnish, and the vegetable oil is for the pan, to grease our pan to the roll. That's basically what.
All right. So right there on your screen are the ingredients we're working. We have our carrots, cabbage, lettuce, spring onions, and our mackerel in here. If you're wondering what mackerel is, it's actually Titus fish. Yes. They're also called sardines. Yeah, they're also like a type of fish that you can use, and they go very well with bread. Yeah. So this is a very easy recipe, and let's get cooking. Let's continue. I mean, this actually is not going through any heat. So the only time we're going to take it to the heat is when after we wrap it. So So I'm guessing we're going to wrap all of this in our bread.
Yes.
And then put it in the heat to just, put it together, hold it together so that it doesn't open up.
Yes.
So this is like making a homemade shawarma wrap. But instead of the tortilla breads, we're making use of your regular sliced bread. So if you're wondering what we did with the sliced bread, what Chef Blossom did was cut out the edges and then roll it with a rolling pin like you have here. Yes. And so what we're doing...
So I'm mixing the
mayonnaise
with the veggies and the mackerel.
Okay.
So the mayonnaise actually helps it stick together. Gives it that feeling.
Okay. And what are we going to do with the butter?
Or the spread on the bread.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Some places might not want to eat this because it's full of, has whole fat.
Ah, mayonnaise,
So
right.
you could also use wheat bread if you don't want to use like the regular bread.
Okay. Yeah, wheat bread is quite healthy. Even though it's not tasty, but it's healthy. If you're going for a healthier option, you could use your wheat bread. So the kids are going to love this. They're definitely going to love this. So you could just, put this in the lunchbox and they're ready to go to school. All right. So, yeah, great stuff happening here on the show and right here in the kitchen. There's still so much more happening here on the show, guys.
Hello and welcome. It's time for the second hour of the most exciting breakfast show on the planet. Now, first hour just went by, phew,
Just like that.
it just really
Just
went
like
by
that.
fast. Sorry for the sound effects.
They say
It just
time flies
felt
by
like
when you're
it.
having fun after all.
45 minutes to go. Putting smiles on your faces. It's a job we love.
Yes, that 1,000-meter smile, like
Yeah, like
the Lagbaja smile. It gladdens our hearts so much, and we are definitely excited because there is still a lot more to come on the very best breakfast show on television.
Yes,
Wake Up Nigeria. Are you awake already?
Yeah. Now it's all about making a difference, all about those smiles. And MM has been smiling sheepishly.
Yes,
In
because
that
she has
kitchen.
access to the food.
Yeah,
That's why she won
Mary,
Foodie
you
of the
know
Year.
me too well.
Foodie of the Year with the smile on her face.
Please, I hope I carry that award again this year.
Can you imagine?
Lollipop Award is so much fun.
Oh gosh, it is definitely the right mix here. Properly stirred to get your attention.
Yeah.
Just like a well-prepared mocktail.
Really?
I can't help
Mary
myself. I
has
can't.
come with the wrapping
I
again.
can't.
My eyes.
Yeah, whatever.
We need to call a producer.
But I
for
make
you.
it really smooth. I always get it
Like
right.
that food.
Oh my gosh, see that wrap. See vibes. Don't try me.
Nice.
I'm not trying you. I'm not trying you. Don't
Don't
worry.
try me.
So you're wrapping food and she's wrapping bread.
No, that's
Yes.
bread. Ready to be served. Oh, I'm on fire today.
You know,
I'm on fire
we have
today.
quite a lot going on throughout the show. It is all about the ladies today, as you can see, and her name is Mary Bashwa Alimi.
That's my name. And her name is Titi Layo Oyesan.
Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC if you want to be part of the show. We can't wait to see your comments, contributions. Please tell Mary how good she looks. Please, she needs it. She needs it in her life. She does. And, well, hey, when it comes to mobile devices, just download our app from iOS or Google Play Store so you can watch us from anywhere. We have quite a lineup today.
Yes, we should head straight to the I witnessed the apocalypse today.
What's happened?
Actually, I'm exaggerating. So I was unable to sleep most of the night. In fact, I dare say I didn't sleep. I'm surprised I don't have bags.
Sleep.
Whatever.
Also queen.
So I was online, and next thing, exactly 1 a.m., I just realized that I was cut off suddenly. I was confused. Then I tried dialing.
Cut off from
Cut
social
off from
media.
social media, as in my internet went off. Then I tried dialing, and then the next thing I got was, "Dear customer, your line has been suspended.
Wow.
Please contact the customer care agent."
Hey,
whatever.
no.
And then I said, "Yay, they did not fit." No, but really, I have NIN. I have tried multiple times to link up.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten the confirmation
Yeah, so
number.
I think it's the same thing with me.
Oh, my gosh.
Funny, I've been asking my husband, Oga, because I have his NIN number, he has mine,
Okay.
just so that we don't lose it.
Okay.
We always have those kind of information, account information, all of that. Anyways, so I keep sending them, those messages, my name, no confirmation, nothing.
Oh.
And I'm like,
But wait,
Don't
it
drop my
depends
line
on the name you used, I think, because the name I used then
Was your maiden name?
was actually my marital name. But the issue is all my other documents, including my phone, registration, everything is still in my maiden, and I'm not ready to do the stress of changing everything. So I intend to go to NIN office. So what I found out is you pay 400 naira into their account.
Mary,
I'll tell you guys the process.
Please, this is not a public service announcement.
I know, it's a public service announcement, so you know.
Let's give them a few facts to see we have news after this. Yes, it's time for another news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And we begin this hour with our global coverage of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the efforts by the government to make vaccines available for its citizens in Abuja, the federal government says Nigeria has the capacity to store up to 400,000 doses of the expected COVID-19 vaccine. Now, the executive director of the National Primary Health Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, disclosed this during a tour of the National Strategic Cold Store in Abuja. Nigeria is expected to receive 100,000 doses of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine by the end of January, but the Pfizer vaccines must be stored in the ultra-cold temperature, at the ultra-cold temperature of -70 degrees. Now, the NSCS houses 3 ultra-cold chain equipment. The 3 pieces of equipment have a combined capacity of 2,100 liters and operate at a temperature of -85 degrees Celsius, Dr. Shuaib says. Now, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, says over 47 million Nigerians have registered for the National Identity Numbers, NINs. NCC Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, who disclosed this via a statement, said the figures represented the statistics collected by telecommunications mobile operators. He is optimistic that many more Nigerians will be linked up before the deadline for the exercise in February. He said, quote, so far, a total of 47.8 million NINs have been collected by the mobile operators at an average of 3 to 4 SIMs per subscriber. This means many millions will be linked up before the deadline in February 2021. The statement partly read at the end of a review meeting on the 18th of January 2021. The Technical Implementation Committee under the Ministerial Task Force has reported significant progress in the ongoing NIN SIM linkage exercise, end quote. Reacting to the report, the NCC spokesman said the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, expressed satisfaction with this commendable achievement. Outside Nigeria, the United States of America, to be exact, where it's a question of hours for the end of a presidency and the beginning of another to be conducted. But this is an unprecedented inauguration. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will assume office as 46th president and vice president. This is coming at a time when the country is battling the devastating effects of a pandemic and the country divided more than before in its recent history. In response to a national security threat, 25,000 National Guard Reserve soldiers have been deployed in an unusual move to provide security during the inauguration. At the last check, 12 of them have been dropped from special assignment as a result of extremist ties. The FBI had earlier warned of possible protests across the nation by right-wing extremists emboldened by the invasion. That's not all about the unusual. For the first time in U.S. history, agencies are preparing a duplicate nuclear football. That is the device that puts the control of the country's enormous nuclear weapons in the control of the holder. This is necessitated by President Trump's decision to leave office earlier than is practiced and not formally transit power, a tradition he enjoyed 4 years ago. In the meantime, Mr. Biden and his wife Jill will be spending their Tuesday night in the lavish Blair House, located opposite the White House on Lafayette Square, that the U.S. government uses to host special guests and visiting dignitaries. And that's all we have for the news update at this time.
Some relationship discussion. Toju Oluwatoyibo is a teacher, a trainer, and a communicator, and she deploys her teaching gift as a relationship mentor to inspire couples in relationships and marriages. And today she will be talking about the topic, is age really a deal breaker in a relationship? But so the question now is, should age be a deal breaker, first of all?
Well,
does it really matter?
I used to think so at some point, and I'll tell you why. But right now that I've grown and I've seen life a bit more and different marriages and couples, I don't think it should. It should be a consideration, but not necessarily a deal breaker.
Why?
Yeah. So I used to feel if the girl is 19 or 20 or 21 and the guy is about the same age, and then she's more likely to want to get married, generally speaking now, want to get married in the next 2-3 years.
Okay.
And the guy is more likely not ready to get married in the next 1-2-3 years. So the question now becomes, so how long are we going to court? What are we going to be doing for the next 6-5 years? I spoke to someone who said she was dating someone when she was 18, 19, and he said he wanted to get married when he was 34. I'm like, what are we going to be doing here? So for me, that was my initial issue. If you're both about the same age, the guy at that time is usually not ready, and the girl is more ready. So it won't really work. And there are more relationship hazards if you are dating indefinitely, hoping that he will change his mind at some point.
All right, we're going to come back to that. But first, we live in not just in a country, in a world where, people frown at a relationship where the woman is older than the man because it is perceived that it's a man, it's a man's world. So technically, the man should be older than the woman, or they should be age mates, but not the other way around. What do you think about that?
I mean, my grandmother is 2 years older than my grandfather, and they've been married 62 years, right? And they're happy, they're good. So I think it's more of a question of motive. Why are you getting married to this person? There's some older men who want to get married to younger ladies to prove a point to themselves, to maybe boost their esteem, or they still have it going on, or whatever it is. And then there's this young woman who wants to marry an older man because he's established and she can ride off his success. These things might not be bad in themselves, but that should not be your only focus. Okay. So I feel the question now becomes, can you be the kind of man that I need, the kind of life partner that I need, whether you're young or old? Do you have the wisdom? Do you have the skill? Do you have the virtue to not fund my life now, but, guide and complement my life? And as the woman, do you have that support, that energy, that wisdom that I need as a man? And if we can go through that as mature human beings, so somebody isn't treating someone like a child and the other person isn't treating you like a lord, then I think we can begin to have an agreement.
All right. So now that you have brought that up, it's time that I think we address it. So it's not just the age being a number. It's a lot of other factors here that I think we need to address and see how, as couples or as people in a relationship, we find a way to close that gap.
Yes.
One of which is both having different intellectual wavelengths. How do you balance that in a situation where you're married to a partner who is, for example, in my case, 9 years older than?
Okay, so I know last week, and I think over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about these conversations you need to have before you go into a relationship. Now, I found that some people are even too young to know that they should have these conversations before they get married. And here you are already married. There's some people who got married at 19, 20, 21, and they didn't even know they should be asking this kind of conversations, which is why I always talk about counseling, and people think counseling is overrated, but it's not. Right? And so now that you're in the relationship, you now need to start talking about these things. I think whoever it is, the lady or the man, needs to be willing to grow up, because you don't want your spouse to leave you behind. And it's not because the spouse is wicked or bad. It's because life is happening and the person is growing. And you don't want them to start having conversations with other people but you. You don't want them to exclude you from intellectual conversations because you can't deal with it. So you need to be willing to grow up, and they need to be willing to teach, to be patient, and to help you become that person, because you also deserve to be that intelligent anyway. So they might as well help you.
Wow, interesting that you would say, because in a situation where, because it's normal that this would raise, questions, and this would also raise conflicts in a relationship, in a marriage. So in a situation where the man, in this case, is not willing to help the partner, like, or the partner in this, let's say the younger partner is not willing to, they're like, oh, leave me, oh, I'm the way I am, oh, I cannot change. In that kind of situation, like, oh, okay, you want me to, because it now becomes a case of, I want you to do this from the older person. And then, but she is, no, this is how I know how to do it. So why not wait for me to get to where you are, then know how to do. So how do you handle that? Because it can be very delicate.
Yes. I think there are 2-3 things involved there.
Yeah.
There's the personal issue. You yourself, you're not a patient person. Or you yourself, you're strong-headed. It's too strong. You're too hard-headed or hot-headed, as the case may be. So there's a personal issue that needs to be addressed. And I always say, look, whatever is happening in your marriage, your husband or your wife is not the enemy. You are on the same team. So whatever it is, you should be working towards making the marriage better. So that on that personal level, you need to say, calm down. This person isn't trying to attack me, hopefully. This person isn't trying to attack me. And the other person should be saying, you know what, I shouldn't be hard on this person. I should be working towards this. So there's a personal level on that. I always talk about third parties when necessary. If the person is open to it, if the person is not listening to you because you are the aburo in the house, you might need to talk to someone that he or she respects, that can guide them into talking with you better.
But now that you've brought the issue of respect, there's a thin line. Because in that kind of situation, there's a thin line between respect and being subservient, especially if you're the younger person in this relationship. Because there's already that gap, you find it difficult in communicating your true feelings, because you don't see this person as a friend. You don't see this person as a partner. You see this person as someone that is older than me.
These are pre-marriage issues that we should deal with. So that's when you're going into marriage, you're not going to say, yes, sir, Eshima, and all of that. You already need to know that, yes, I'm going to respect you because I should respect people, and then I should respect you as my spouse, but I'm not going to... You see, there's the office of being a wife or a husband, and then there's the person. I'm just a person. So whether I'm young or not, respect that office that I'm in. So I'm going to tell you the truth. How be it in love, how be it in a language that you understand, so that I'm not seen as attacking you. But I'm going to hold my office and tell you that, fam, this is not going. My husband is older than me as well. my husband is older than me, almost 7 years older than me as well. But he's a pastor, he's a leader. Everybody defers to him. So I also had that issue at first where I couldn't speak my mind, because I mean everything he says has to be right? How do you come up against him? But I had to learn that I was going to be suffering in silence for a long time if I didn't learn how to address it. So I started to say, sir, please, I think actually perhaps it would be better if... Yes. And then over time, he got to know that, look, he's marrying me because I also have sense, actually. And so I'm here to compliment him. He has blind sides as well. So I was able to show him that, look, I got you. I can actually help you. I can do this. I'm not great at this, but I can help you with this. And in appreciating that, he could also now calm down and listen to me as well. And we've balanced out over time.
All right. I mean, this has been a great conversation so far. And this actually just brought to mind something that happened when I was in a relationship in school. So I was with this person and we're of the same age group. And unfortunately, we can't carry on this conversation. But what happened was, because I was more independent, I'd moved past intellectually, I had moved past him. And, you know, so there was that disconnect at some point. But anyways, I'm sure that people watching have been able to take away, you know, a thing or two from our conversation today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So this conversation, of course, is going to continue online on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect. And also you can reach at Toju Oluwatoyibo on our social media platforms as well if you have more questions on this topic. Thank you so much, and thank you. There's still so much more. Blessing Obasi coming up next with
May and Titi say that.
Well, what a long haul so far. And to wrap up today's show, we are joined by actor and filmmaker Blessing Jessica Obasi. She trained at Del York Creative Academy and made her producing and acting debut in 2015 with the film Clueless. And today we get to unravel this lady.
Yeah, so we were just gisting just now, and there were some things we were clueless about, or I was. You knew.
I knew.
I didn't know. That she actually started in the corporate world before going into acting.
Yeah.
And it's, I admire people that take that leap. But just take us through how it all started and how you made that transition.
Well, I've always loved, acting, and at some point, I'll leave school and do a few gigs here and there, but my mom was really upset, and so she made me promise her that I'm just going to focus on school, and then after school...
You can now do all that.
But you know how after school, and then I started working with a major multinational oil company. Yes.
Major, we're going to pause there and say major.
Yeah, major. Yeah.
So that's a big deal, though.
Yes,
Making that shift is such a big deal.
Oh, yes. So I'd worked for, I think, about 24 months.
Okay.
That's 2 years, making that fat salary.
Yeah.
And then you walked
For
away
2
from
years.
it.
Yes, for 2
Okay.
years.
Wow.
It was, I'd gone to church on one day, and Brian Tracy came to my church.
Okay.
And so there was this series about success, and he just went on, and Pastor Godman. And at the end of the day, see, success is really not what you do and just make money. It is what you enjoy doing and then make money out of it. So I understood that I really might not make the huge bucks from the beginning, but hey. And my boss didn't believe in acting. So every day he would really call me and say, oh, actors are prostitutes, blah, 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 blah.
Goodness.
So the thing is, instead of, making me change my mind, I got more upset. I'm like,
I'm going to
bro,
prove you wrong.
this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
He was really upset. He had to reach out to my mom.
Your boss?
Yes, it was that bad. And said, oh, your daughter, blah, 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 blah. You're a responsible one. I expect more from you, blah, blah, blah. You're supporting. My mother said, excuse me, sir. You're not the one training the child for me since.
Wow.
You don't call and tell me, oh, your daughter is going to end up as a prostitute. You're being an irresponsible. No, don't tell me. It's okay to advise. But,
but that's getting
and my mom said,
disrespectful.
sat me down. She called me to come home, sat me down, middle of the night, say,
Hey.
what's up? Are you really shocked, babe? This
This is what you want to do in your life. Yeah.
And I said,
Okay.
And she said, that's fine. You can leave.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And now
wow. What a
acting?
journey.
It was only my mom that thought I was sane. Everyone thought it was village people.
Wow.
It was that bad. Yeah.
Especially when you tell people what you walked away
Yes,
from.
everyone thought it was village people. In fact, after a year and a half, you know how you have used your savings to do short film, you have done gra.
Yeah.
Nothing
And your
nothing is
savings have
happening.
gone. My mom called me again and said, my dear, every day, mommy, when I blow, blow, you know, blow. Look, you have leave. Aisha will not submit CV again.
But do you have any regrets? Sometimes people feel, okay, maybe I could have managed this alongside this. Do you have any regrets at all?
Absolutely none. As a matter of fact, the same boss who used to, ridicule me
He's
then.
a big fan now.
Oh my God. Like, he uses me to do motivational talk.
Wow.
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, he's super proud of me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about your production and your movie life now. You started at Del York.
Yes.
So what was the impact of actually going to get an education in this field for you?
So, I didn't start at Del York, but I was in it. But, you never stop learning. And because I always want to be a better actor, a better producer. So I enrolled in Del York, and it was like, NYFA right here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It changed a lot of things, for me as an actor.
All right, I'm glad, because I've heard great success stories from people that actually go to study. Some people just appear on the scene, and then because they're a fine girl or they have shape, they start to,
So you actually did take this as a career, and you were really dogged about it. And that
There's
brings me
nothing
to
else I can do
something.
apart from this.
Something else you're very dogged at is...
What?
keeping your relationship under wraps.
Ah.
So much so that so many people, I see a lot of questions about, is Blessing Obasi married? Who is Blessing Obasi's husband? Who is Blessing in a relationship with? And all Blessing does to each of them is either put a smiley or just waka pass.
Okay.
So it's time for you to let us know.
This live national
what
TV.
exactly is the situation on ground?
Blessing is in a very serious relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
Very serious.
But when it's time for Ashwebi,
When the rice is done, you will serve it hot.
that's it.
all right. But just tell us how long you've been in the relationship for. How long?
For about 3 years.
Oh, so it was post village people. Because I was also going to ask what he thought of it, at that point. But since it's post village people, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. All right. So all about making sure you have that beautiful smile on your face every morning. That's what's important.
Now you know we are coming from
We would
COVID.
love to see a clip of what you do.
This is the discovery of the village people.
What was that?
But you tell me, what was that?
It's a movie called Nothing More.
Okay.
It's on Rock TV, by the way. What happened? Oh, yes. So she was a local girl who was just doing her job for one auntie, in quotes, and the auntie's boyfriend, or a guy who liked that fine auntie, the auntie was not giving him, and asked for her number.
Oh,
and then the auntie gave her cook's number. So the guy finds out, oh, this is her cook. Okay, let me spite her by hitting on the cook. So he starts to take me out, and then in my mind, my Prince Charming has arrived. God has changed my story.
Hey. And then last.
He can't really date me. We don't really belong.
Wow.
And he gave me money, like to pay me off. So that was like,
How good was it?
Is this how worthless?
2 million or 20 million?
How much?
He gave you
I don't know
200,000.
where is the money that was really making me cry. 150,000 naira.
They must have been the money.
Imagine when they pay you off with Talika money.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of clips online about something called the prophetess.
Yay.
So, and I keep seeing you in a garb.
Yes.
So, tell us about that.
I saw you in action, sir.
So Prophetess is coming, I think on the 26th of March to the cinemas.
Okay.
It's a Nia Kimolayo film.
Okay.
Until film one. Yes, and it's nothing like you have ever seen.
Are you serious?
Yes, and it is star-studded. It has literally everybody. Literally, there's Twin Abraham, Latifa Dedimeji, Tinamba, Ronke Oshudike, Stan and Zay,
I'm hearing big names there.
Uzarukwe, like everybody. So it's totally different.
Must have been fun producing it.
Well, no, I didn't produce it. I only starred in it.
No, I'm talking about the production, like the
Oh
entire...
no, we had a blast. Trust me.
I can imagine.
We had an amazing time.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Oh yes, just go with him.
And you know what they say about amazing times never being complete without food. My dear, what's your favorite meal anyway?
I eat anything.
You eat any? You said I eat anything.
I love food. Well, I don't have food that I don't eat.
The chef has been hard at work in the kitchen. And it's about time for us to take a stroll and find out
how she's
how it tastes. She has already entered.
Obviously, the village people have given up.
Let's go.
Please come with us.
Let's go.
Here you go.
Please take a seat. Welcome to the kitchen.
Yeah, so this is you right here.
Oh, wow.
Right here.
Okay, right here.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes. All right, so this is Chef Blossom.
This is Oyibo food.
But you said
Hey, let me sit down well.
Sit down. I got you.
Village people.
I got you.
So Chef Blossom has made bread roll in mackerel for you this morning. So it's like your locally homemade shawarma wrap / sausage roll. So just have a bite and let us know what you think.
Ooh, it looks so good.
This is ginger tea. You can perceive that too.
I don't see big farm.
Grab it.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
All right.
She can't help it.
I'm not surprised she's an actress.
Oh wow. Oh man. Thank you. Really good.
As in,
thank you.
It
Well
smells
done.
amazing.
Wait till you find out how it's made. Very easy.
Yeah.
This is normal sliced bread.
No, nah.
It is.
Yes,
sliced
it
bread.
is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And
So
if
it was
you
rolls.
missed it, you can always check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel covers all our meals, all our amazing
Yes.
chefs. The clips are right there. You should show us you making this at home.
This would be so amazing
And
to
tag
watch,
us
yes.
online with
Yes.
our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she will teach you, don't worry. All right, then, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. It's been an awesome 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Running the world, you know.
Yes, so
Wake Up
who
Nigeria.
runs the world?
Girls, like, we don't waste time doing that. We don't waste time. Have a great day. Catch you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
7 a.m.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.